And now, Houston, Texas, make some noise because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash the fury.
Welcome back, Rich.
What's up, man? It's been a minute.
Tell everybody where you've been.
I don't know. Could you stop fucking? Where have I been? Been in Atlanta. I've been in Nashville.
Getting
Been
naked.
fucking getting naked.
Hitting all the Crockett towns, defending the world title, right?
I've been running some Mid-South game out there.
Woo! And making fights while on the road.
Making fights while on the road.
That's what we do, right?
Going in between meetings to pull up my phone and go, what's Eric looking for? Fuck, okay, let's see if we can figure this out real quick.
I would be talking to Rich, and he'd be like in a convention somewhere at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And he's probably off in the corner. We're trying to make fights.
That's exactly what I was doing. Someone asked me, I was, so I mean, it's free booze and all this stuff, which is cool, these conventions. So, like, I had no idea that, so the company I work for during the week, we sell products to convenience stores. Okay. But we also sell to, like, H-E-B and Kroger. And
what do y'all sell?
It's cleaning products. Okay. Like, it's just like to clean your concrete. Or
Dick pills?
Dick pills, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dick pills. Well, they have a convention every year called the NACS convention. It's like the 5th largest convention in the United States. So we're like inside the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. There's, they had like John Cena was our speaker on Friday. Like John Cena's talking to us and shit.
You didn't get him for the podcast?
I asked, he ignored. So I will say, like, have you heard him talk outside of like wrestling?
Oh yeah. He does a lot of voiceover work and stuff.
Fucking amazing.
He's a motivational speaker. And,
super engaging.
Oh yeah.
And
he was very intelligent. Like to sell him as just a WWE like wrestler guy is to sell him way short of what he is. He's super engaging whenever he speaks, and very, very much like I was really taken aback by how in control. I shouldn't have been, but like how in control of the audience he was.
He's comfortable.
Dude, super comfortable.
He's in front of 20,000 people a night. 3, 4, 5 times a week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
man.
you do shit like that.
You get those reps in, you could talk in front of anybody.
So it was very cool to see how he controlled, how he presented things, and how he just kind of worked the audience and talked. And like some of that I took back for myself, and as well as he had some really cool things he talked about personally. Like he's talking about like how he controls his destiny. He controls what happens because he decides when he wakes up in the morning that he's going to go work out, that he's going to do these things. And one of the coolest things he's talking about how when you say thank you, that means, okay, thank you, great. But if I say thank you because, like that shit means something.
Thank you for.
So like when he talks to his wife, he doesn't just say, I love you because.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
I know. So like I sat back and my next thought, I was like,
hey, he's at a next level. That's why you can't see him.
I love you because you let me touch your butt. Like that's dope. That's awesome.
Did you get divorced?
No.
Well, a few years back, yes.
Divorced from one of those wrestling girls?
No, they were engaged and that broke off. No, he was married before that.
Oh, John, I don't know if that shit works.
I don't know.
I think he's remarried to someone else.
So apparently, though, he got divorced because he didn't want to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then she met another dude, got married, and had a kid.
You got a lot of John Cena gossip knowledge. What's going on?
What was the reality show? The Bella Twins?
Yeah, it was that one. It was on E. I know that.
I used to watch that reality show.
So, all right. So do you watch reality shows?
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite one?
Man, don't laugh.
Hit me.
Kardashian.
I'm not laughing.
I am proud to say I have never seen 1 minute of an episode of that show.
You know what? I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either. I definitely feel like.
I love Jersey Shore.
Okay, Jersey Shore was fun. The original. I'm trying to think. Do you have any show that you watch that like you necessarily wouldn't want a guy to know about?
Reality.
Okay, Big Brother. Boom. Since you said reality, Big Brother. I like Big Brother.
What is that?
You remember Big Brother?
That's a reality show?
Yeah, it was a reality show. Is it still around?
Yes, it's on right now. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I would watch. That was a reality.
It's nowhere near as good as it used to be. It's all gimmicked up and stuff now, but
I like the fucking Vinny from Jersey Shore when he's trying to find a date. Like he's got all the women lined up to. I forget.
Every now and then,
I like shit like
we travel a lot as it is, and then with my job during the week, I travel as well.
What reality?
So like I'll end up in a hotel room somewhere, clearly pants off, jacking off, but still like I'm watching something on TV and it's generally I always find that dude with no neck who's like on 90 Day Fiance or some shit like that. Yeah. And I don't know, I know nothing about this dude, but every time I see him, I'm always like, how is he getting laid so much? Like, how is this dude on every show?
Listen, if that's what you're jacking off to, that's bad.
That's what I finish off to. You need to get close to that mic, man. We can barely hear you.
That's bad.
Yeah, so I'm back on the show. We got some awesome things going on. Did you guys see, hey, first of all, Tuesday night in Vegas,
man. I was on fire.
Yet another.
I was on fire.
Another Fury stud.
I could have did a backflip in the crowd right there. You should have seen me jumping out of my seat, man.
So if you go back and watch you were sitting next to Jason, everybody, right? Yeah. So there's a group shot of all of y'all. And
no.
And or is that the Factory X guys?
They were on the opposite side.
Okay. All right.
So Yusuf, Jonathan Martinez.
Gotcha.
Those guys were on one side. And
you have no control over where you sit or who gets what tickets, right?
We always sit on the side closer to the Howler Lounge.
Yeah. They also don't they assign you a seat when you walk
in.
Really no one's sitting. You find somebody and you sit down next to them.
This is probably the first Contender Series all season that every seat in that place was full. Like every seat was taken. So it was packed. It was completely packed. And there was people standing up. And apparently, if you look last week, there was only 4 fights. Yeah. One of those fights got moved to this week. So that was an extra. It was 6 fights total, but it was packed.
I don't think
a lot of factors.
First round knockout.
Dude, he did his fucking thing.
Nobody sitting here is surprised by what Markel did.
No,
not at all.
What I love,
it was a matter of time once he got in front of Dana.
What I love is that they gave him a guy that they didn't expect him to be. Proved himself.
They kind of keep trying to do that to us.
But they did that to Sawadi as well.
They did that to Zach Reese too. Zach Reese was the underdog.
Man, I'm like, listen, if y'all want to make money, bet on all the Fury guys.
Boom, done.
It's not a bad way to go, man.
He made me money. I'll tell you that. I went straight to the casino before he fought. Put my money down.
We were on the phone. You're like, I'm heading to the casino right now.
I'm parking at MGM. I'm about to go make this bet real quick.
Yeah. He
made me a quick $400.
It's cool having knowing Markel's story as well. Like people heard him talking about like being a waiter. We went to dinner and had Markel
he served us. That's what I was gonna say. Didn't we go to Papa?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sat right there, and I recall saying, "Man, it's only gonna be a couple more months."
That's it. 100%.
This time next year, you'll be there, and you won't have to do this. But I did hear his post fight. He was like, "Nah, I gotta go back to waiting tables till I get that bonus," which is smart.
Yeah.
He's not throwing all his eggs in the basket yet.
I know we've said it before, but still, one of the best feelings is after a fight and hearing these fighters talk about, thank you, Fury. Dude, that feels so good to know that, they actually care that we care. Like, we're trying to get you. That's our whole goal. The post I put up this morning, yesterday, look, our goal, again, is not to send you to PFL. Our only goal is to put you in the UFC.
And our goal is not to keep you locked in Fury.
I don't want you here. Our guest that's coming up, Mia, I don't want her here. I don't want her here today. But I don't want her here, past when she needs to be here. She needs to get the hell out of here and go be a star.
Go make me a household name.
Yes.
Be a Raw.
Oh. No, the way you said it, though, it's so early in the morning.
The Howler and root beer combo is real. Eric Garcia.
Shout out to Howler Hay Whiskey for that inappropriate moment of the morning. Thank you guys so much for being an amazing sponsor. You got some Starbucks going on over there? That's a hot coffee you had today. Yeah. What'd you go with today?
Just the medium roast.
Yeah.
Cold pumpkin cream cold foam on top.
I was gonna ask if you're
stevia. 2 shots of sugar-free vanilla.
Are you pumpkined out this season?
No, absolutely not.
Huh.
Just started.
I was at HEB the other day, and they had some chocolate pumpkin-covered almonds. Okay. And I should have grabbed them.
Yeah.
Until I flipped it back, and I was like, "There's no way this shit is keto."
No, not at all.
You're back on that keto Guido, huh?
Yeah. If you want anything pumpkin keto, you're gonna have to eat it straight out of the pumpkin patch, man.
Nothing pumpkin.
Everything else is going to be so processed and loaded with sugar.
Anyway,
dude, how about aloe vera Makachev, dude? What about that, man? What happened there?
I mean, according to them,
that shit all unfolded during Contender Series.
Fifth round of his final hard sparring session, which every school's kind of different. Man, you're 11 days out and you're still sparring hard.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Like, and you're sparring shoot the box as well. So like, these guys will go crazy.
And he was about to go make some fucking big money.
Oh yeah. Millions. He was making millions for this fight. Why are you still sparring that hard 11 days out?
Yeah. But you know what? Like I was, me and Mick went to go eat pizza after Contender Series, and like I see him working.
Right.
Because obviously this shit's unfolding. Hamzat.
Oh yeah, we'll get to him next. Costa falls out.
Yeah, but I see like that's a way bigger level than where we are, obviously in the UFC. But I always complain to you like, bro, we're losing the fucking main event.
Never fails.
Before the co-main event, the feature fight. Dude, it happens at the biggest stage.
Dude, it happens so much, and the difference though as well for us, it's harder.
We got a lot less money.
We get a lot less money.
Hard, subject to change.
It's harder to convince someone to take a risk at this level. They really have to understand that they're risking to get to the next level. Right. When you're already in the UFC, the risk is, fuck man, you're already there. Like you're gonna get a fat payday.
Right.
For here, you're not gonna get a fat payday. We'll pay you a little bit more, but you're not going to get this fat payday. But the opportunity is what is there
to get there.
To the money. Yeah.
So
and that's one of my biggest things that people don't sometimes they don't listen is the big money is not here. Stop trying to
nickel and dime for a fucking
stop
trying to get UFC money out of Fury FC.
I hate when I make an offer and they come back for a couple $100 more. Like, dude, are we really gonna argue over a couple $100?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like I should have to move. This is your first fight with us or whatever. It's the beginning of the contract. You're trying to get fucking a few $100.
They don't see sometimes that like we're working together. Like we're working together to get you the right fight and get you out of here. Again, exactly. we want you out of here
as soon as you're ready.
Like you're investing at some point. You have to invest in yourself too. Like as a fighter, you got to invest in yourself because you need to make a little money today so you can make a lot of money tomorrow. 100%. There's an old wrestling adage as well. When you lose like your main event, you have to make a bigger main event. Like the replacement has to be better than what was already there.
Oh yeah.
And both of these fights, dude,
man.
You bring in Volkanovski?
Come on.
Are you shitting me? Yeah. What a savage!
That card is way better.
What a savage!
Fights, not that the card was bad.
No, not at all.
Great fights. But like they fucking turned around and outdid themselves.
You bring in Usman for fucking Hamzat?
That's an interesting fight to see it at 185. Like they're fighting at middleweight now.
I don't know I don't know how to pick that fight right now. Because until what was really funny, it's funny until you listen to like Bo Nickel talk about him. Bo Nickel, there's a few clips of Bo Nickel talking about Hamzat's wrestling. Everyone's like, "Oh, his wrestling's blah blah blah," and he's like, "I guess like he's just doing some really basic shit against some guys
that don't know how to defend."
He's like, "That would not work against me or anybody else."
I don't disagree.
And I don't think it works against Usman. Usman was a very very good wrestler,
and Usman's going to be the better striker.
He's going to be the better striker, the better wrestler. And he's a short though. He is short, and Hamzat is tall, but also Hamzat's a natural 172.
Right, so it's okay.
Yeah, so this is a dangerous fight for both guys. The Volkanovski Islam fight, I think, is going to be better than the first one, which was already fun as hell. I do think Volkanovski upsets this and gets this victory.
Because he knows what to expect this time. Yeah.
But also, what about our boy Derek Lewis stepping up? That is a dangerous fight for Derek Lewis, man.
Very. My son called me as soon as that happened, and he was like, "Hey, you see Derek's fighting?" He's like, "Dad, that dude's a killer."
He is a killer, but if that guy spends too much time on the feet, Derek needs one shot.
Especially this version of Derek that's leaned out, fighting machine.
Got a six-pack.
Yeah,
and to be fair, like
cold balls.
He doesn't.
That too. Like his balls aren't hot.
He doesn't believe in jiu-jitsu anyway, so it doesn't matter if they go to the ground. It's perfectly fine. No big deal. But 3 awesome main event changes we got coming up, as well as this.
Any one of those fights could main event the card.
Oh, yeah.
I mean.
Speaking of Contender Series, though, let's go back to that. Did you see, did you watch Torres Finney?
No.
He's like we were trying to sign him.
I know who you're talking about, but I didn't watch it.
85er.
Yeah.
He won, and then they didn't sign him. Dana didn't sign him, but he was like, the dude's 26. and he just needs some work, I wouldn't be doing him a favor if we pulled him in right now.
Right.
And you could tell like he would get clipped and he didn't like to get hit. He would start ducking, shooting. Yeah. He's just a big, strong wrecking ball. I think that that was great on Dana's part.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to take guys that you don't feel are ready, but I feel like he feels that he got robbed and that he should have got a contract just because he did get the finish.
But I mean, we've had that happen with Joseph Holmes. Joseph Holmes went there. Finish in it? Yeah, I want to say he got a finish the first time, and then came to us.
And there was like 4 guys on there, man, that we have been in.
Yeah. Joe won, I think it was by decision or something. And Dana said, hey, Fury's got a fight next week in Denver. I'd like to see you there. And you jumped through hoops to make it happen.
He had a guy on the card that fought, that Dana picked him up on looking for a fight. The last one they did at Calvin Cater's show.
Yeah.
And that guy was supposed to fight Matheus Camille first when Matheus debuted.
It's funny how many of those guys like we see on these cards that we've either talked to, Dylan Butka. How long was I trying to sign Dylan Butka? He had 1 fight left with LFA, took that fight, and then
Rich didn't sign him over $100 that his manager was trying to negotiate.
Probably so. No, actually, we were really close to signing him, and he took a regional fight at heavyweight, and then got the contenders call up, and it feels good sometimes. Like, no one else will know outside of our group that, like, hey man, like, we saw the talent in this kid, and we were trying to sign him as well. But it's still, I always feel good for these guys still. Like, getting that call up is great to see.
How about the kid Landry Ward? See, he lost.
He did lose. A tough fight.
That was a very risky fight against a guy that didn't have the best record.
Yeah,
I'm not. 11-6.
I'm not sure why.
The Lone Star Kid, Landry Ward.
I'm not sure why he took that fight versus some of the ones that he turned down for us. I mean, we tried to sign.
Guy, right?
He was, but now he's over at Killcliff with Brendan Allen.
So who manages him?
I'm not sure now who manages him now, but it's no longer. That we just didn't work out.
Didn't get along.
I mean, because we tried to sign him before he went to Combate, and then we were just off on what they wanted to do, and now, you know, look, he's done fine. The kid's only lost 2 fights in his career, so it's not like he's had a bad rap. But I do think there were smarter fights that could have been placed in front of him to build him better. And, you know, now you took a risky fight against a guy. What was the guy's record?
11-6.
Nah, man, that's
the guy who just fought last week.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a risky fight.
He was 11-6, and
12-6 now. Yeah.
So he was 11-6.
Yeah.
And I want to say that guy took the fight on like a week's notice.
Yeah,
or some shit.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
Hats off. I'm gonna look for him.
Yeah.
Alfred Walker.
I'm gonna look for Walker because I'm in. He's that guy that says I'm in, and not only is he in, we fucking just beat a prospect.
Hey, what about a great performance from Alden? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a great knockout from him, man. Like again, I never want to see.
I heard him call out for a title shot from any Texas.
Well, that's not how that works.
Well, but, I mean, we've been calling for him for a while to come fight with us too.
Listen,
I'm gonna leave that one up to Rich.
I've been very, very clear. You just got to message him.
Yeah.
That's all I need from Alden. Just send me a message. I chased you for 3 years. Send me a message. Just say, hey, I'm ready. That's it. Cool. We'll sign you. No worries.
Daniel called
That's
me up.
That's all. I know he did. Just
Daniel was like, what are we gonna do?
Just got to send me a message, dog. That's it. Like, I'm not petty, but I get kind of like butthurt sometimes. Like, if I chase you, like I see B sitting over there. Like, hey,
I'm not petty. But
if I chase you for years and I'm like, please come have a drink with me, and then
he learned that from John Cena.
Some things are worth chasing, like me. Now you got to chase me. I'm just saying. Look, sometimes the fat girl lose a little weight and put on a better dress. You know, like it's okay.
Hey, you're not lying.
Hey, it is what it. Hey, listen, he's amongst a bunch of fighters. If we reach out to you, it's because we see something in you. If you don't come back with us, man, and you have success, congratulations.
Yeah,
I of course.
The roster over here is deep.
Especially if you're an H-Town boy. I want to see you succeed.
Well, not only that, like we've talked about being a flyweight or a female and fighting here in front of fucking Meek.
Dude, if you're a female or you are a flyweight, if you're in mixed divisions, the guy is literally sitting above us or next to us at most shows in Houston. watching.
Sense.
Why? It's like your own personal shot at Contender Series in your own hometown. Why would you not want to take that? Because I can tell you now, he ain't going to LFA.
Because I got a $100 higher offer out some other organization in the backwoods.
Well, they only wanted to sign me to 3 fights.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, 3 fights in your backyard, bro. Get you where? That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. Glad 7 people saw you.
Yeah, we touched on that a couple of episodes back, man. Whenever Eric makes an offer for a 4-fight deal, and guys are like, I don't know. They pull Diego. I don't know.
I talked about
what are you talking about, man?
Tenchi this weekend and Jason, they were saying that Tough Enough wants to start signing guys to multi-fight deals. But he said that the problem is they only do 4 shows a year.
You gotta do more shows.
So, like, you can't sign somebody to multi-fight deal if you're only doing 4 shows a year. Or you're going to have a very small roster if it's a 4-fight deal.
4-fight or 3 years.
On every one of your
as
shows.
of right now, next year we will do 1 to 2 shows per month, all year. So as long as you are not injured, there's no reason you can't fight as much as you want to fight.
Well, Cody Steele's a perfect example. He's on his second contract with us in 1 year. So he fought his 4 out, and he's already into his second deal.
He's another guy when you look, man, dude, our 155, all of our divisions are fucking stacked.
To 4,
jeez,
that
man.
Kid's gonna fight his 4 fights out in less than 1 year.
I can see Lester Jr. coming not too far off of a track of like a Josh Van.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
He's that talented.
Yeah, he might need 6 fights, maybe 6 or 7, and it's like he's starting at the right time.
I know.
You know, like end of the year, he might try. He's gonna try and get a second one. So he's fighting November 12th, and then he might want to turn around and fight 12-3. So he might go into the new year already 2-0. He can knock out 4 fights and be 6-0 before Sean even starts matching contenders. And if Lester feels like he's ready to go, but how crazy would it be that Lester Jr. is in the same gym with Colton England, and they're both the same division, and Lester Jr. gets called up to Contender Series and wins and gets signed?
That's the fight game.
It's called being active too, though.
Yeah,
like you gotta be active.
That makes a difference.
When's the last time we saw Colton England?
Nick Compton?
Yeah, so last year, right? Yeah. Or maybe
early this year.
Maybe.
It's been a while, man.
It was earlier this year.
And I want to see Colton go too.
Dude, I'd love to see Colton get picked up, but he's got to be more active.
Yeah, he's got to come beat him. Tedrick Macklin, a Michael Murphy, a Hector Sainz, somebody that matters, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard, man, because I know these fighters think like, man, I'm 7-1. Look at my record. I'm going to wait. Dude, look at a guy like Selwadi. Look at Diego Lopez. He was 19-1, 18-1. It's not just about the number of victories you stack together.
When we brought Diego in for Nate Richardson, I think he was 19-2.
And he just needed that W to get called up, and damn, he didn't get it.
Yeah. And then we brought him back for Ken Glenn.
And now, look, he's a fucking megastar now.
He's already got 2 bonuses.
Yeah, he's on the main card coming up. I saw.
He's fighting on his second main card.
He's the first openly
main card.
He's the first openly emo Brazilian fighter to be out there, just killing it, He's a
badass, man.
Dude, I remember the first time we met him. We were at that club in Vegas.
Yeah.
And walked in, and this totally unassuming, yes, dude comes over and he shakes my hand, and there's hair in his eye, like the hair's down in his eye.
That's the guy from Pearl Harbor.
And he did one of the things that always he did the hair flip when he walked up and saw me, and I was like, what is this? And Jason House is like, there's a bad motherfucker right here. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right.
Bro, he wasn't lying, man.
Dude, he was not lying.
I was hoping he was in Vegas Tuesday because I really wanted to roll with him.
With Diego?
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
Nah, he wasn't.
You had to go roll up old Tetchy son?
He's at a Fall Out Boy concert, flipping his hair.
Tetchy a private lesson. Yeah, he's somewhere. He wasn't there, but yeah, we rolled a little bit.
Yeah. So Tetchy submit you 2 or 3 times, or
about 10?
About 10. He got you 10 times.
He said everybody wants the world champion.
Hey, look, man, world championships are cool.
Good for Tetchy, man. He's in the best shape of his life.
Dude, he looks great.
I sent them a picture yesterday from when we were in Jamaica, and he was like 2-something.
He was fat.
Oh, bro, he had a big old belly and some titties. I was like, damn, Tetchy, now he's got an 8-pack and he's fucking shredded.
Well, last time we were there, we were in the locker room. We took his shirt off. I was like, this motherfucker over here.
I'm like, Tetchy, give me some of that shit.
Yeah, give me some of them Brazilian steroids you got over there.
Definitely ain't keto.
No.
Keto only. Maybe keto too.
Keto adjacent?
Maybe.
Like a word Sally up in there with these amazing. It's like a wordsmith.
You want to bring the guest in or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my guest in. All right, hey. So this weekend, we got Submission Hunter Pro. What number is this? 97,000.
87.
87 going down, and we got the superstar.
Eric adds a match for every event. We'll have 87 matches on this event.
Yeah, shit.
We're getting out at 2:00 in the morning.
Hey, try getting a message in the middle of the night like, "Hey, I need a 13-year-old gray belt." Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Let me find this real quick.
There's a whole bunch of those.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Hey, found one though. Found one though. Didn't we?
No, we still need one more. We need one more.
Yeah, I'm working on that. We'll get it. We'll get it. So, hey, our special guest here is in the house today, and it's only fitting that she gets the proper announcement to come on in. So, Mr. Wayne, go ahead and do that.
Please welcome to the Fury Unleashed broadcast. See, that's your cue to like get up and start walking over because
Hey,
you're
what
about
are you doing?
Broader pod.
Mia Grawe.
Somebody insert clapping right there. Insert clapping. Yay.
We always tell Diego to do that, and he never does.
Be winning our studio audience.
Diego
over there.
isn't even here right now. He left. He like plugged in the microphones and like ran off to, I guess get a massage or something.
Hey, somewhere somebody's driving down the road and all they hear is clank, 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 clank in their fucking car as they're getting in. You guys are welcome.
Can you hear?
What's up, you guys?
Can you hear me now?
No, it's got to go closer to her face. Moving it like almost like you're trying to make out with it, but don't. Okay, that's a soundbite for someone to have later.
Yeah, somebody will be playing that back. Probably Diego.
That's good. Why are you still wearing the purse?
Okay.
Did you think B was going to steal your shit on the couch over there? I get it. How are you?
I'm good.
You brought your manager with you, huh?
I did.
Make sure we didn't make
Previous guest.
Make sure we didn't make her sign any contracts.
So we asked her beforehand if there's any things like we shouldn't ask about. And like she gave us a list, and so she was like, "So Republican or Democrat?" No, that was the first.
Neither.
How do you feel about the current Middle East situation that's unfolding?
It's happening. So, wow.
So USADA versus
Did
Conor,
B
what's
just
going on
cut
with that?
the interview? What just happened? What just happened?
goodness.
We are Switzerland here at Fury Unleashed.
Did you put your howler head in there?
And the coffee?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Wait, what?
What is
What
this?
are you
It's
drinking?
just coffee, black coffee.
Why does it look carbonated?
This looks like Coke.
It's just coffee.
I
I think
think-
is it a nitro?
I think you put your
we
howler head
don't.
in.
We don't get fancy bubbles in our drinks.
Okay.
That's my howler head.
See that?
Ooh, early in the morning, tipping it back
What do you think about howler head?
You want my honest
with
opinion?
Coke. How do you like your howler head with root beer
It's
today?
not bad today.
There you
Today
go.
Monkey beer.
With the root beer.
Monkey bear.
Monkey beer.
There you go. We'll edit
Tastes
that out.
alright.
That's fine. We'll edit that one out. No problem.
Hey, this is the go-to on fight night, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing that we don't drink anything else.
Yeah.
Howler head
Gotcha.
whiskey. Yeah.
Wanted a little bit of live oak vodka.
Yeah, a lot, man.
I think Diego
Someone
took
stole
that.
our bottle.
See, you said somebody stole
The
it.
live oak is so
Diego
good.
Plugged in the mics and bolted. He probably took the bottle of
Snatched
live
the
oak
bottle
with
up.
him.
He's coming back.
Went to go get his craft.
He's
Dude,
coming back.
it's like we're supposed to start an hour ago.
Well, he's coming back when we're done.
Could you imagine
But-
if we were waiting on him?
So how you been?
I've been good.
You're getting ready for something, huh? Submission Hunter Pro this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend, this Sunday.
Training?
I've
2
been
a days?
training good. Yeah, here and there. I mean, I work in the evening, so sometimes it's difficult, but I run when I get off or, do like rolling at the end of the day.
For all the stalkers, where are you working at?
I actually just transferred to War. I used to be an instructor at UFC Gym The Heights,
Yeah.
but I got a new position at War, so I'm there full time now.
Congratulations.
So
So
you're
what
there
are you doing over at War?
all day.
Like a front desk management
Nice.
position. Yeah, it's different. It's a different speed than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I'm used to like instructing classes all week long, but it's going good.
Yeah, but now when you get off work, you can just walk to the back and train. It's not like you have to
it's great.
drive and do anything. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, how are you enjoying? I know you said it's a different speed, but do you like interacting with the kids and the fighters and the people, or do you like interacting with the people up front, like as they're coming in? Like it's totally different interactions.
It is different, but I enjoy it all. I like interacting with people. Yeah, it's been good. It's my first week, so
Do you like interacting with fighters? Because we don't.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't do really like the fighters are like the least of my concerns. Like,
Just because they all know you, right?
I feel the same way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Wait, I'm sorry. Was that on there? I didn't. My bad.
I'm a fighter, man. Y'all gotta come on.
Yeah, we know. We
Take
know.
care of us.
We're pulling your leg. We're pulling your leg. So this jiu-jitsu match you got coming up, do you look into like your opponent and stuff the way you do if it's an MMA fight?
Yeah.
Kind of see what they bring to the table?
Yes, I do.
And who helps you prepare for that? You got Jeremy and are y'all coming up with a game plan, or you just gonna go out there and have fun?
No, not really. For jiu-jitsu matches, I stick to like my regular training regimen. I'm still working my striking. I'm still doing like the MMA, and that's my focus.
You do know you can't hit her, right?
And yeah, unfortunately.
But she's telling us there's a chance.
I get the urge. I'm like, oof. But yeah. Yeah, I've just been making sure that I've been grappling, getting my rounds in, getting my rolls in.
You consider yourself a wrestler or a guard puller?
Definitely a wrestler. And this girl is a guard puller. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to display a lot of my wrestling in this.
Are you going to laugh at her and mock her when she pulls guard?
Man. She's going to sit right to her butt. I already know.
Just know, like, you can't make her stand up. You got to engage.
Yeah.
Because if the match doesn't go to the ground, then they're going to flip a coin and y'all are going to end up on the ground. So
yeah,
she sits down, just pass her guard.
But I think that I've seen a lot of like guard pullers before. And I think I'm excited to like show what I've sharpened up and like being able to negate that and like passing the guard.
Do you train in the gi at all?
Sometimes, occasionally, but it's mostly no gi.
So you would probably never take a gi match?
No.
Jeez, I love gi.
Why?
Probably would not.
He's so fun.
Just hot pajamas.
Eric loves pajama fighting.
It's just like, and I've said this before, like the gi really helped my no gi.
Really?
Yeah, it just did.
I just
and Travis will say that too all the time.
Listen, I'm not going to go against Travis Took. The dude's like one of the smartest and best minds in jiu-jitsu. But I also I'm going to lose. I can tell you I've had that match. No one wins that match. So, except for Travis.
Travis is a fucking master.
I do believe, since like 90% of my team is wrestlers and focused on fighting, grappling the way we're going to be grappling during a fight is what's going to get you better for that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a gi to grab onto when someone's punching me in the face. So I got to get my hands to a hip or to a bicep or something and grab.
Well, what do you think has translated well from like gi to no gi? Like what?
I don't know. I think just positioning, I guess, keeping somebody in the guard, establishing position on top. If you try and do it no gi, even though you have a gi on, but you have grips and stuff, it makes your mind think differently. And and Travis will normally show like a technique and he can do it in the gi, and then he'll show you right there how to do it no gi. For all of y'all that like no gi, and it works.
I mean, again, man, Travis is an absolute wizard when it comes to gi or no gi, just grappling in general. It's just, for me, it's been hard to correlate. Yeah, I can hold somebody down easier with a gi. It's a slower game. Right. It's a slower game.
Well, maybe because I'm getting older, I like it better.
You are getting old, for sure.
I think that might be why I don't like it as much, especially being like the smaller person in the gym and on the mats.
Yeah.
It's so easy for people.
Well, then you get like a bunch of those smaller competitors, like a Daryl Liebes. That all he does
Squid.
Yeah, all he does is like gi stuff, and he likes to barambolo and do all this weird shit that, like, I don't like that stuff, Like, I want shit that's actually looks like it's gonna work.
So you're doing no gi and a gi, basically.
Basically, doing no gi and the gi.
That's what I do.
Yeah. No
so
gi
when did you start training? How long have you been training?
I started training in 2019, February of 2019. So it's been a little bit over a year, almost 5 years.
God, she makes me feel so old when I hear that.
So you started training in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
I know.
Yeah.
You feel old now.
She was like 8.
Yeah.
I was 18 when I first started training.
What led you to training?
Man, I was not looking to like compete. I kind of just wanted to get into something like active and keep me in shape, and something that would be a hobby. And I have an older brother that I grew up with. We're like best friends, and we fight all the time. So I was always kind of like on the rougher side, and it just seems like something that I would enjoy. And it was.
Does he train?
No,
he doesn't train. So now you beat his ass.
Yeah.
She whooped his ass handily now.
Where did you start at?
Yeah.
The very first martial arts gym that I went to was, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name.
Must have not been important.
Defenders. Defenders Martial Arts.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they might have gotten a new location. I don't know. I kind of lost touch with.
Where's that, in Spring?
It was in Spring.
Cypress Spring, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right around the corner. It's actually the same location that Global Martial Arts.
Exactly. That's where
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, didn't Tanya teach there for a little while?
I trained with Tanya and Aaron, Pena, and all those guys.
Is that what led you over to War? Was those connections?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Tanya brought you over to Jeremy. Because Jeremy doesn't really talk to her no more, does he?
Honestly,
I don't know. I think they're a little better now.
Yeah, they're
A little better.
A little better.
She was at the gym a couple months ago for like a smoker. Like I think they're. Yeah, I really don't know the whole backstory behind all of that, but
Rich does.
Eventually.
Give us the cheese, man.
Nah.
No, that's no thanks in Yiddish.
No, thanky.
All right.
Yeah, started off at Defenders, and then I just wanted something more,
So what led you to make the decision to fight? Because I mean that is a big leap to go from just training to get in shape and training because you thought it was fun to let's punch someone in the face.
Well, I really liked it. I fell in love with it very quickly. I built a lot of confidence and a lot of strength, and I saw a lot of things changing in myself, like mostly mentally, but also physically and spiritually, and I just kept going until my coaches were like, you're talented, like you're really good.
Let's try it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you do any jiu-jitsu competitions or anything before fighting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I went to War, I told them my goals. Like I wanted to be a fighter. I want to make my debut. And they told me, you got to compete in 3 tournaments. You got to do 3 smokers. You got to stay active. And before you do that, before you hop in,
did you do when y'all did smokers? Did you do the ones at 4 ounce?
No, I never done a 4 ounce.
So y'all did them where? All in house?
My first smoker was at Paradigm. I actually had 2 matches that
I remember
night.
those.
You remember that?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Kickboxing match.
You remember those?
I remember them. Yeah, the kickboxing match was it was a good experience. It was a chick that had been training for a while, and I knew that she was a little bit more experienced. But it was a good match. It was really back and forth. And then the second match was an MMA match. Which is what I wanted to do originally anyways. I think they couldn't find me somebody that wanted to do MMA, so they were like, hey, do this kickboxing match. And I was like, fuck it. So,
Well, it probably also wasn't easy to find someone. No, you can do. You can say whatever you want. I mean, just don't.
Cheers to cussing.
We don't say dick. We don't want to say dick. You can say anything else beside dick, right?
okay.
I mean, why are you looking at me, man? Why are you asking me?
Because I know you have feelings about dicks. I don't know how.
Whenever I listen to these podcasts back, man, I say fuck a lot more than I wish that I did.
The more howler that goes in, the more
exactly
F word.
Hey,
comes out.
listen.
If Mia Grawe wants to talk about dick, I think Mia Grawe can talk about dick.
You have the right to talk about dick.
Okay, it's your right. You don't have to, but
if you want to, it's fine.
A few months ago, my oldest daughter, she's getting ready to turn 13. She told me, she goes, Dad, what's a fun game we do at school? I'm like, what? She's like, we Google our parents, we'll Google our parents and we'll compare. She goes, and your podcast came up. I was like, don't click that.
Oh boy, don't click that, kid. Oh man,
don't do that.
The E or the M means man. Don't listen to that.
Yeah,
man, don't click that. It's not E for everybody.
Don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm going to assume most of the smokers think you did bigger people, right? Have you always been on the smaller end?
Or when you started training, were you heavier?
I was honestly, a little bit heavier.
Like 210?
150?
205, 210?
150.
Like 45, 50.
210?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's like 30 pounds, right?
That I've lost?
Yeah.
No, it's been about 10, 15. Yeah.
Okay, so what you walk around at, obviously, is 25?
No, like 30, 35.
Really?
He's just trying to call you fat right now.
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
He's like, Eric's like,
I'm asking.
You walk about $170?
I'm asking.
Buck 83?
Yeah, I walk around a little bit
We started
heavier,
at
so
210s.
Yeah.
That's a good size straw weight, actually.
What do you aim for fight week as you're coming into your fight week? What's a target weight? How much weight do you actually cut getting toward the end?
Usually around like when I start cutting water, it's around 6-7 pounds.
Okay.
It's not too bad. Yeah,
That's not bad at all.
Like 2 weeks, a week and a half, I'm around 25 to 28 is usually what I want to say. Around.
Is the cut still pretty easy for you, or do you foresee that
It's always tough. But it's definitely gotten better, and I've learned like a lot about my body and how to cut weight properly. So it's getting better and easier.
Could you see yourself eventually having to move up because you walk around bigger than some of the other girls?
It's something that I've definitely considered.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm sure you consider it during fight week too, when you're having to cut everything down, right?
Starving and grumpy, But I want to continue at straw weight for now. I think I'm a good size straw weight, and I can make the weight. It's not like
and obviously you're having success at it, so it's not like. Yeah. You're getting out there and being a much smaller person. You're actually getting out there dominating in 99% of your fight. So that's awesome to see. You're lucky as well. You're like training at War. You have quite a few other females that you're training with as well. Like I'm checking out your manager over here, sitting over here, B. And I want to say when she first started, the only female she had was like Jeremy Mahone. Yeah. And like there was no chicks, right? Like it was just all dudes. Yeah. And so now like you guys have a shit ton of females over there.
And I'm so grateful for that because it's very rare to come across.
Got that sumo champ Madison Quinn going out there fucking.
Yes, Madison. We have Alex, Sandra, Rain, of course. Like we have so many girls. It's great.
That's the place to be if you're a female fighter. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
But I also used to get pissed off because I was like, man, y'all are taking all the fucking girls. Who are we supposed to match?
Yeah, that makes it hard to build a card or find fights for female fighters.
It is hard when there's only like 8 actual female fighters in Houston and 7 of them are your champ.
And then I asked you earlier, like, so would you consider yourself a wrestler?
Yeah, I'm a wrestler.
Okay, because when I'm trying to match you, that's the first thing the coaches ask. Is she a wrestler?
I don't have a wrestling background.
I said she's very well-rounded.
They didn't have wrestling at my high school. I went to Spring High School.
Okay.
No, but I've definitely like worked on my wrestling since
being at War. Would you consider War a wrestling-based gym?
Yes, I think that we like prioritize top position and like wrestling gets you there. So shit
that works. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So we're transitioning into a different phase in your MMA career now, looking to pro debut, right?
Yes, we are.
So
making big steps.
And what's the goal? Like, obviously, would you want to do 5 fights within a year and try and go to that next level, or are you going to try and take it slow and let me do a couple fights a year, 2-3 fights, and then if I get called up, fine, and if I don't, then we'll wait a few years?
I want to get busy. I want to get active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because as an Ami, it was really hard to keep you active.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of girls lining up to fight.
Ask you, like, do you feel like it's going to be easier to find
I
in the pro division?
I think when we're paying girls to come in, the chances are higher. Yeah, because nobody wants to come in for free. And when you're an Ami, you know, technically we can't pay you. So if we get a contract and we get somebody to agree on all the terms and stuff, I think, unless it's a bad injury or some shit, you know.
It also I can't say it gets that much easier because you generally see, especially in the beginning of like your pro career, they're going to look at your amateur record.
Right.
And most of them are going to go, fuck. Because to be fair, most female amateurs that we pull out, like if you pull up Tapology, first of all, there's not even enough to be able to create divisions. They just do pound for pound rankings.
On the females.
On the females. So when you go there and you start really looking into like a division, 80% of them are 500 or below. Yeah. So the few anomalies like yourself that stick out who have these great amateur records make it harder for you sometimes. Yeah. But money talks as well. And so
we've got a lot of confidence in you too, though. Yeah. You know, we've seen what you've done in the Amis. So as a pro, we know you're going to be a solid pro. But I can't say we haven't had some issues matching Kara Greenwell. Yeah. You know, we gave Kara her pro debut, and she wanted to fight quick after. We matched her. Kara got hurt, had to pull out. We rematched her with the same girl. That girl got hurt, had to pull out. So now we finally got Kara matched, and she's fighting for us on November 12th. Okay. She's fighting a 3-3 girl that we're bringing in from Brazil. To fight her.
Kara's somebody that Mia has experience with. I think you fought her in your last amateur fight, I believe. Yes.
What do you think about Kara?
She's a great fighter.
Tough, well-rounded.
Yeah, she was a lot more than I expected going into the fight. I didn't have like.
In fairness, she had a lot more experience. I think she's 10-5 or something. Yeah,
10 amateur fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that fight was great for like my experience. And,
you took her all 3 rounds.
5 rounds.
Was it 5? Was it 5 title fight?
I know you said she was different than what you expected coming in there. What was different? What was different about it for you?
She just sharpened up a lot. Yeah. Like all the film that I was watching on her, it was like 3+ years old, you know?
Right.
And what I saw, I didn't see it nearly as good of like head movement or footwork as what she was in and out to the cage. And strong also. It was a really good fight.
Was that really the first time, I mean, that you ran into opposition in the cage? Because if I feel like for the most part you've just kind of dominated everybody that you fought against. So and I remember, you know, because I have this creepy close seat. I'm on top of the cage, like Sarah down you guys, and like at no point during that fight, even in the Kara fight, did it. You were never out of the fight. You were never. You didn't seem too down on yourself. You were more like, well, this kind of fucking sucks. Like this, I got to figure this out. You know. So like, how was that change for you getting to that? You dominated everybody, and now like I've got this wall that's not moving for the first time.
Yeah, it was different. It was very different. For one, like that was the first time that somebody actually wanted to sit there and strike with me. Yeah. You know, like I was used to being the dominant striker and always winning the striking exchanges.
Well, because we look at the Alexander Carlson fight, right?
Yeah, and the fight before that, Vitaly Karkovaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I had trouble just making those proper adjustments that I needed to make in the middle of the fight. You know, it was just it's a fight. You know, it's intense. It's
we see a lot of guys like that'll take a loss like that and decide afterwards, like, man, I don't know if fighting is for me. Like, this might not be what I want to do. Yeah. Did that cross your mind at all, or were you just like, fuck, I'm gonna get better now, and I'm not gonna feel like that again?
I'm gonna be honest. There was a moment where I felt like, am I as good as I think I am? You know.
I think that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I shook that off quickly, and I know like my potential, and I know how good I am.
And you're so young.
And I am very young.
And it was an amateur fight. And like for us, that's the type that we would love to see as your last amateur fight, and not your first pro fight.
Right.
Like that's one of the things too, as well, that I'm sure you kept in mind now, and I hope other people think about, is that your loss came in a title fight in 5 rounds against another fighter who is maybe has just as bright of a path as you do. Yeah. You didn't go out there and get into a fight with somebody who was beneath your level and didn't perform well.
You fought up.
Yeah, you went out there and fought a more experienced person who, as you go into this future now, like, man, I feel sorry for like whoever your next opponent is once we have that confirmed. We're close to it.
Yeah, I do too.
Once we have that confirmed, we'll be close. We'll talk to B after this. I think that the next version of you is going to be amazing.
It's very scary, yeah. And I've been working. I've been building that version of myself, and I'm very proud of the fight with Kara Greenwell. I think
that's a great fight.
A lot of like heart.
Yeah.
And I have that fucking dog in me. Like, it's undeniable at this point. And there was just things that I just didn't do properly, and that's okay. Like I've reflected on that, and I've really sharpened up a lot of tools. So I'm excited.
I can tell you as a coach, like even though you're coming off of a loss, if I was on the other side, all you can really go into this fight now with is some hope, because you're like, well, I hope she fucking doesn't perform as well, because it wasn't like you had a bad performance and you dominated everybody up until then. So I don't know what my game plan would be. I was like, I don't know.
You mean against her opposition?
Yeah. If I was the other coach, I'd be like, fuck. I don't know.
And hence the reason that we have already started getting kickbacks on people not wanting to sign.
Watch your eyes, because I would be like, poker in the eye. Yeah. Poker in the eye right away. First thing. Just
bite
like
her ears.
Throw her shit. Bite her ear a little bit. Yeah.
Bite her ear.
Yeah, give her a little elbow right here in the eye. Just hold it.
Yeah,
just hold it.
I'm excited to use those elbows.
Fish hook the eyeball. Fish hook the eyeball.
Yeah, so obviously you train with pros. You've always worked on that, knowing that you can't do it in the Amis. Now you got some new tools that you can pull out as a pro,
And I've been working on them a lot recently. I can't say that I've always worked on them. I've always thought about it, and I've always, like, when I'm sparring or when I'm training, I envision it and I kind of move around. But now I'm, like, putting on elbow pads, and I'm really, like, it's opening up so much for me. Like, it's great. I'm really excited.
And y'all have a lot of girls in the gym, but y'all do have a lot of smaller guys, 25, 35. How is it, like, obviously that's helping you get better. Do you spar a lot with, like, the Josh Walker, Karan Reed?
Did you just call Copley a small guy?
Tonio. Yeah, Copley. Copley's, like,
awesome.
small this way and he's wider this way.
He's 5'4", 5'4"?
Copley.
I don't know.
Copley, as he would say.
He's like 5'2".
Dude, I've
250.
said that dude's name wrong for probably 20 fucking years. Not
as long as you, but since I've known him, yeah.
And Drew also.
Ratatachek?
Ratajcek.
No, I
Drew
can't.
Ratajcek.
I can't. That's just fucking Drew.
That's their fault.
Yeah. So you do have a lot of like smaller training partners. Do you train mainly with the females, or do you mix in together with everybody?
We mix it together. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm there in the mornings, and a lot of the girls are there in the evenings. So a lot of the times it's me and the guys in the morning, and I'm just sparring with the guys, the bigger guys, 125, 130.
Miles Banks.
Yeah.
He's got to be your favorite training partner, right? Like,
Golly.
Yeah, I like to punch him in the quad.
How about Zach
That's
Reese?
as high as she can reach.
Zach Reese.
How was that watching him get that Contender Series
was
contract?
awesome.
That's
That
badass,
was
right?
Fucking badass. Yeah, I think Zach Reese is extremely talented, and he just has all the star potential.
he's got beautiful hair. Like, have you seen the mullet and fucking like?
Yeah, I kind of.
So y'all active fighters right now inside of War. You got Zach Reese, who just got into the UFC. Who's in the UFC out of War? That's really like Alex Morono cross trains there.
Yes.
Trevin Giles.
Giles.
Who else?
Zachary Reese.
Zach is there now.
Charlie was there. Charlie Oliveras was there.
Charlie still does some teaching and stuff there, right?
He teaches the Taekwondo program.
Okay, so
over
yeah.
there. Yeah.
And who's knocking on the door? Josh Walker.
Josh Walker's knocking on the door for sure.
Reigns.
There's a lot of up and coming. Rain Guerrero's fighting.
Reigns gonna have to be knocking on that again.
Karan Reed is up there too. He's getting there.
Yeah, Karan. Well, Karan needs to get busy.
There's a lot of talent
He's
out
got a
there.
fight coming up, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. And
Not for us. Not for us.
Take a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm trying to think who else. Y'all have you, but we're just getting started with you. Because I know y'all got way more active fighters than that. Oh, Bruce Whitehead is a stud.
Anthony Ivy.
Bruce the Goose Whitehead. Yeah, and Anthony Ivy came over like late last year.
Started
Yeah.
training with. Yeah, Bruce is going to be really good.
Got so many talents.
They've got so many killers over there. It's easy to forget one. You know.
Well, what I like about Bruce is he turned the tables real quick when we let him know how disappointed we were in his performance in Tulsa, and he shut us the fuck up.
Yeah.
When he came back to Houston
And
and
said
like
as much.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that because that means what we said. Obviously, he listened to it and it meant something to him. Otherwise, he would have did what sometimes we tell guys not to do again, and they go do the same shit.
I mean, look, we're not trying to.
Performance in Tulsa.
We're not trying to have. You didn't see his performance in Tulsa?
Y'all want to talk about it?
Yeah, I can tell you about it real quick.
Yeah.
All right, take a nap.
Sum it up.
Take a nap?
Yeah, you lay down.
Boom.
Was it like
That was it.
a
That was it. That was the whole thing.
it
and
was
he
a
won.
wrestle. It was a wrestle.
Tater McSpadden
Against
begging
the-
him to let's stand up, man. Let's
Now,
stand up.
look, to be fair, Bruce did what he needed to do to
Yeah.
win.
To win,
right.
I don't know
Technically sound.
whether he was
Injured.
if he was injured, whatever it may be, and also Tater's got to get the fuck up.
Yeah.
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 You know, like Tater's got to get up too.
Yeah.
But we
So-
look to make fun fights though. That we wanted to make a fun fight.
We do, which is always fun because you know, like I don't hide it.
Because Bruce's striking is nice.
He showed us that.
Yeah.
So
As we found
know
out in
why.
his next fight, yeah.
I'm not dogging Bruce at all, and what he did his last fight
Oh yeah.
erases anything negative that he did before that. Like he went out there and proved a point, and he scared a lot of people. And I think that if he continues to do that, he's on the fast track.
That's the guy they want
very
to sign.
quick. That's exactly what they
Well,
want. That's what I want.
The problem that Bruce just presents to everyone is, look, he is a problem on his feet. When have we ever seen Raymond shoot?
Never.
Never seen him shoot.
Never.
And he went diving for that. But now you're going against a black belt
On
and
the
college
ground.
wrestler.
Right.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Like he's a real problem for
Bruce is a
people.
fucking problem.
So
man.
now, and what's scary is that if he decides he just wants to hold you down,
He will.
He can. But if he doesn't,
Which he showed us in Tulsa.
he's going to knock you out on the feet. Like that's.
But that's the
problem.
best thing about it, though, is that when you have that skill set on the ground, you can do whatever you want on the feet because you're not worried about. You shouldn't be worried about getting taken down. And if at any point you get overwhelmed, put the dude on his ass. You can do it.
Which is the fun thing too. There was a side bet, like we were going to make Adam shave his beard if Bruce had another performance like that.
And we were gonna make Rich shave his head.
I was going to shave my head. So and it's funny.
Mother Nature did half the job.
It's funny because we love to tease Adam because one of the first things he'll say is we'll send a matchup and he'll be like, "That guy's a fucking boring wrestler.
Yeah,
we don't want him to fight a boring wrestler." And then Bruce went and did some boring wrestling.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that happens, but.
You know what though? In those messages when Adam says, "Man, that guy's a boring wrestler," Jeremy never says anything. No. Jeremy says nothing.
Well, and to be fair, like that group. So you've got it's the war group.
Best to lay out.
It's me, it's Jeremy, it's Eric, and it's Adam. 99% of the talking is Eric and Adam
arguing
because they're also because I'm an affiliate of War. Jeremy, I'm a black belt under Jeremy. So it's hard sometimes. I'm just gonna shut up.
You're gonna
these
abstain
guys.
from the conversation.
And then these two start going at it, and then me and Jeremy message on the side. Look at these morons.
It's all love, man. It's all love.
Like it's great, but that's also the relationships that we have with 90% of the gyms that we talk to. You know, and that's what we need is those just open honest relationships. I would much rather prefer a coach be like, "Hey, I don't want to fight a boring wrestler." Then just say I don't want to take this fight. Okay, cool. Now I can look. I'll go look for a striker for you now. Yeah. Cool. I'll have something to look for versus just we don't like that fight. Tell me why you don't like the fight.
Yeah, you want something exciting. So we turned around and we gave Tater to Shaquem.
Oh yeah,
and they fought on their feet for 3 rounds.
That was a great fight, man.
And then
Tater
blew chunks.
Yeah, did you see that?
His hand raised.
Did you see that?
I got some great shots of that. That made me.
Oh, that was the nastiest shit, man, that's ever happened in that cage.
Yeah, we got to work that into the.
Besides that time that
intro.
dude took a shit in there.
Oh yeah, besides that time, you know.
Yeah, remember that?
Didn't
we? That homeless guy. Yeah, that was terrible.
Fell out his shorts.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know we were taking that turn.
Hope you guys enjoyed the studio visit.
Yeah. Hey, shout out, Sam. All right.
We just wanted to help out, guys.
On that note, the tour is over.
And that's how you get visitors to leave.
Plus Studios
I did it on purpose.
That's how you get visitors to leave.
I did it on purpose.
Did you see those two dudes jerking off in between the rounds?
Yeah.
They just fucking left.
But they were rubbing, tugging each other. I mean, I wasn't expecting that.
So what do you do outside of training?
That's my life.
Training is your life. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
Train.
Wake up, train, go home.
You got kids?
I have puppies. I have a big boy.
You got any kids?
4 legs.
It's a fair question. You know, I mean, some people do.
So you do nothing fun outside of training?
You don't go out on the weekends? You don't hang out with your cool manager?
B's like, no. No thanks.
Well, I think I've asked you before.
B's like, I'm getting old. I ain't got time for all that.
Decompress, and I do things outside of training. Like, I like to dance. I like to, be in nature.
Where's Diego when we need him?
Yeah, we need Diego to dance.
Diego would get so excited. Oh, you like to dance?
Yeah, Diego loves the salsa.
I've never met Diego.
You haven't met Diego?
We thought he was coming. We thought he was coming back.
Diego, you should have been here.
Diego. You missed your opportunity.
All right, so you like to dance. You like to unwind.
Mm-hmm. I'm really not like big on the scene, going out clubbing.
Yeah,
that's fine. Really. You know what fight I was looking forward to that didn't happen was I think Eric was trying to match you with Amber Terrell at one point. Yeah. You're about to go pro now, so I mean that's off the table now. But that was one fight that I was really looking forward to. How do you think that fight would have gone?
Yeah, I think that it would have been a fashionable win for me, to be completely honest. I respect Amber. She's a very hard worker. But I do have size, length, and I've trained with her before. I think she's good at 105. I think it would have been a good fight for me. That would have been a good win for me.
No She's doubt. Is she still fighting at 105?
Probably.
Over at Peak?
Over at the other place.
Fuck. I don't know. I'm
looking at Tapology. You fought for Peak a couple of times.
Never heard of it. What's it called?
Peak?
No, I don't know.
Peek?
I don't know.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo? I don't know. Don't get me in trouble. That's the Howler head talking.
Why do you get so uncomfortable?
So you fought for Peak and you fought for Fury. Like comparison-wise, how would you rank the two, fighter experience-wise? From a fighter's perspective only, not like anything else.
I have had a wonderful experience at Fury. Fury has always taken care of me. Yeah, it's just so much smoother and more professional than any other promotion that I've been at.
Suck it, bitches. Anyway, So what do you?
We didn't pay her to say that.
There was a story, and you don't have to tell it. But she told me a story off air that I'll share with you guys before y'all got here. She told me a story.
I want to hear it.
Was that the thing? Was that the thing with the
I want to
ferret?
hear the story.
Was that the ferret?
No,
story?
the ferret was another time. That was
Okay,
another
just
thing.
making
Yeah,
sure.
that was
Okay, I want to
somebody
hear the
else.
story.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Well, I want Mia to tell us.
Well, okay.
Mia, do you want to tell us
All
the
right,
story?
and hey,
This was my last
Diego,
time
get
fighting.
ready
Hey, move
because
that
you
mic
might
a little
have to
closer.
cut this out like in 3, 2, 1.
Good.
There you go.
No, we're
It
not.
was my last time fighting at Peak before I went to Fury, and I just think the whole experience was kind of really just not good.
For the record, means not good.
Yeah. Everything was just off. Like, it was very disorganized. I drove up to Texarkana. That's where I was competing.
Yeah.
And I got there. I weighed in, and I was having trouble with, like, my opponent. I didn't even know if she was going to show up. And then he was like, no, she'll be here in, like, 7 hours. And I was like, okay.
Oh, damn.
Like, whatever. So that happened, and then she ended up missing weight. And me and Jeremy were kind of like, okay, they're going to try and, like, sweep this under the rug and tell me that she made weight, but she didn't. So, like, we pulled up as soon as she got there, and, like, they were weighing her in. She missed by, I think, like 4 pounds or something like that.
Okay.
So that was, like, shitty, as it is. And then he made an announcement, the promoter, to all the teams and all the camps, and was like, come check in with me and let's set a time for you guys to warm up in the cage before the fight or the event even starts, so y'all can get, like, a good shakeout, good warm out, right? I did that. We set a time. It was 7:30 a.m. So yeah, I rehydrated, refueled, got ready to fight the next day. Me and the team, we had, like, I want to say it was about 4 of us that were fighting that night. We pulled up to the venue to warm up, and we waited for, like, over an hour. And we tried to get in contact with the promoter.
You couldn't get in the venue, right?
Could not get in the venue, and I could not get in contact with the promoter. And finally, he got back to us, and he basically said, I'm at my daughter's volleyball game, and it's not my responsibility.
This is fight day.
This is fight day. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. A really bad experience, and it was just really throwing me off my game, my momentum, you know? We ended up warming up across the street on, like, a grass field, and then we get to the venue. The venue's awful, you guys. Like, I wouldn't just, like, say this if I didn't mean it. Like,
Sure.
the locker room was like this warehouse concrete kind of deal, super dusty. The floor was filthy. There was no ventilation, no AC. I think there was, like, one, like, little, like, light on the ceiling and about a mat, like, 4x3. For
You sure this wasn't an indie pro wrestling show?
For every fighter. And there was one restroom that was broken, and it was, like, overflowing into the hall. It was just such
What
a bad
venue is that?
experience.
In Texarkana.
It was a really bad experience.
Some shitty coliseum or something. I
They still use that place, though.
And then on top of that, there was a huge, like, complication with my teammate Sandy and her bout. That was her first title bout, like, amateur.
Was that the one that they went to, like, it was a no contest, or was it eye poke or some shit
No,
like
it
that?
wasn't
What was
a
it?
no contest. They gave the fight to the other girl,
That's right.
and they said
Off
the
of an
other
eye
girl-
poke?
Off of an eye poke?
Off of an eye
wow.
poke that happened in the second round,
Yeah.
but the fight was stopped at
Because of the eye poke?
no
In, like, the third
in
or
the
something
third
like.
round.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to come out of her corner, and so they declared it like I don't even remember exactly.
They
what
basically
happened.
went back and because I remember Jeremy and those
wrong.
guys were trying to go against the state and get the
Yeah.
ruling changed. I don't know if that ever happened.
So
I mean, most to be fair,
I
most
kinda
states-
remember them
most
making
states
some noise
don't
about
give
that.
a
Most
shit.
most
the
commissions
second round,
don't.
Sandy did accidentally eye poke the girl, and they got, like, the
Accidentally,
timeout.
but keep going. That's fine.
They got the timeout. It was like 90 seconds or whatever.
Right.
And then she continued the second round. So they went on. They fought the second round, went into the third round, fought the third round. By the end of the third round, like, it could have easily been stopped. Like, Sandy
Yeah.
had this girl, like, against the cage, just, like, covered up, beating the pulse out of her. And then she went back to the corner and didn't want to come out. So that happened. And everyone thought, oh, well, okay, Sandy won, you know?
Yeah.
Sandy won. But then they said, I don't remember if they declared it no contest or a win. No, they did declare it a win for the other girl,
I
Jamie
think,
Jefferson.
yeah, I think they declared it a win for her.
Yeah.
And then Adam and them were trying to get it changed to a no contest, which if that's why you stopped it, is what it should have been. I mean, honestly, if you stopped it at that point, it should have been a TKO victory for Sandy.
Right. Yeah. Jamie was saying, "Oh, it's the eye poke."
So did they raise the other girl's hand?
They did. They raised the other girl's hand and gave her the belt
after she got poked in the eye and didn't want to come out. So
they didn't want to come out because she was getting beat
right,
up.
but they used that as a DQ.
Yes.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, that whole experience was just like, man, I'm not coming back.
Was that the experience when the dude talked shit to Jeremy and then Jeremy went to go and get him and then he went and locked himself in the closet?
I think that's another. Look, they've.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Again, I don't know the name of whoever you're talking
Jeremy
about.
Jeremy told me. Sorry, Jeremy, if I'm fucking putting out too much shit, but Jeremy told me that one of the staff members there, or the promoter possibly, was talking shit to him and said something like, "What are you gonna do about it?" or some shit. And Jeremy turned around and started walking towards him, and the dude turned around and went and closed the door of his office.
And listen, you
don't want that gorilla coming at you.
No, if I saw Jeremy Mahone coming to me, I'd do that too.
If you've pissed off Jeremy, you've had to say some shit.
Yeah, bro.
To piss off Jeremy that much.
Mahone only has good days. If you get to that point with him, you've done something bad.
Hey, so this awkward bitch moment is brought to you by Howlerhead, howlerhead.com. Make sure
you
you
need a refill?
your Howlerhead.
No.
Make sure you go to onlyfans.com/furyfighting and pick up your gear.
Onlyfans.com/Mia Grawe.
Ooh.
You got OnlyFans?
I did. Yes,
she does now.
Do you use it still?
I'm not as active on it anymore.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Support
That's a
your
good question.
should support your training and shit, right?
Because she's busy, working at war. She's like, they're full time. She trains full time. Like her whole day consists of
Well, that should be on your OnlyFans.
combat at war.
It doesn't have to be like what the other girls are doing on OnlyFans.
I think B's gonna throw some shit at you here in a minute. Like B's having back. How dare you? Shut up. Anyway, so
OnlyFans is a proud sponsor of Fury Fighting.
so what do you
Yes,
do? What do you
100%.
do for recovery?
Recovery?
Yeah.
I am. Shout out to Trigger Point Studios. They are like my lifesavers, my lifeline. They
The
do
massage?
Is it a
mobility.
gun range?
No. They do. It's a recovery studio. They do basically everything you can think of:
Yeah.
cupping, mobility, stretching, like massage therapists.
What about for like mental
Chiropractic.
recovery?
She drinks Howlerhead.
Mental recovery? That's actually a great question. I do like prioritize my mental health.
Tell me about it. What we got? Because I got my head's fucked. So what you got going on over there?
I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of like yoga and meditation. I do partake in like medicines, like ancient medicines or sacred medicines.
All
Like mushrooms,
mushrooms,
or
like
okay.
Like psilocybin mushrooms?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
I've done ayahuasca, kambo, all those things. I feel like
I'm lost.
Yeah,
she's doing
we
some,
know
like-
all about ayahuasca.
She's
man.
doing
I'm lost.
Some, doing some DMT trips and fucking like getting inside your brain and figuring out who you are, man.
yes.
You ever done ayahuasca?
Never.
Rich, have you?
Is that
Good times,
the DMT? Is that what that is?
No, I mean it's
Okay.
two different things. DMT is like
I'm asking.
the
I'm lost.
chemicals that's produced in
Right.
your brain. Listen, I'm a fucking
So,
dumb
like,
ogre. I just went and I was like,
The way that I describe it is like DMT is in ayahuasca. Like
Right.
it's the same compound, but if you were to take like pure DMT, it's a very
That's a Joe
intense-
Rogan trip right there.
Yeah, it's very intense and out of body, and it's a shorter amount of time. So it lasts about 15, 20 minutes, and you experience a lot of like. It's really hard to put into
Get
words.
some.
You know?
Let's try it on the
what
podcast
did you like?
sometime.
Like I know for myself and a lot of
But
other
with-
people, like you kind of learn, you see yourself in it from a different standpoint. Like what did you learn about you during?
What do you
these
mean? Hold
trips?
on. So you like take this shit and then you like leave your body and you're sitting right next to yourself watching? What do you mean you see yourself?
yeah, man. You're like sitting next to Jesus, looking at you, and
it's something that like you become very introspective. Like it's almost hard to deny.
Do you
anything
do
that you're
this?
feeling.
it's very intriguing. Like years ago, Joe Rogan was like heavy on the DMT. I'm sure he still is.
Is this the same shit that Kristen was talking about?
No.
So no,
Talking
Kristen
about
was talking about
sex.
microdosing psilocybin
Mushrooms.
which isn't the same. It's not the
but it's
intensity.
also very beneficial.
Yeah,
Do
for
you
sure.
matchmake while you're under the influence?
Every day. Every day. I drink in the mornings and then I microdose at night. And then I just fully dosed in the middle of the night.
Rich Burmaster a microdosing.
There's no such thing as microdosing when it comes to Rich.
No, Rich wants the full dose.
Interesting.
No. How long have you been like microdosing? For how long?
On that journey.
Yeah.
It's been about 5 years. I want to say like about the same time that I started martial arts.
If you could point out one thing that like you learned from this experience, like on this journey, what's the most important thing you've learned so far?
On the journey of martial arts,
No.
on the journey of like
psychedelics. On the journey of psychedelics.
It sounds cliche, but you have to understand that we're all the same. Like we're all connected, and we are experiencing the same things as humans, like the same spectrum of emotions, and it's obviously going to be in different situations. But yeah, I've just become a lot more understanding of people and their existence and what they're going through.
I love that. You know,
That's awesome.
I think for myself, I picked up on that I'm not the star in your show. Like I'm the star in my own reality show every day.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to step back and respect that, like, dude, you got your own show going on, man. Like, you got your own things going on that impact you and when you have. So when I don't get too happy or sad about people because, man, like, you got your own thing. You're doing your own thing, and it's beautiful. Like,
detachment as well. Like, detaching yourself from, like, people or relationships or feeling like you need to be prioritized, you know? Yeah. I've
A lot of people never figure that out.
It's awesome.
Figure what out?
What Rich was saying, how you're not always the star of the show. Sometimes you're a supporting character in somebody else's show or whatever. They're the star of their show. A lot of people never figure that out.
The desire to really, really care for yourself and love yourself, because when you're doing that, then it's so much easier to do it for others. You know.
See, that's what's so important. Like I
High
love
five, Mia.
I love seeing
Way to go.
other people succeed. And so I find success through other people's success. So like with my fighters and my team and my coaches, like in Fury, like the first thing I want to see is like I want to see the brand eat. I want to see the brand
what,
grow.
and that's
I love
that's
that.
something that I think has kept mine and his relationship in this business as strong as it is, because he feels like that. Because there was people here before that didn't feel that way. Yeah. And I felt like I carried the whole fucking load.
Well, I was also, it made sense. I was like, listen, we have a gay Hispanic guy leading. We need to have a straight man here.
What do you mean, yeah? What the fuck is that?
That was agreement.
So as you look forward, listen, your life is just starting. Like you barely,
baby.
Your star hasn't even got to the fucking sky yet. It's still here and it's still crawling up. Like, where do you see personal and fighting? I mean, clearly your goals for fighting is to go to the UFC, win a championship. But like, what do you want to achieve personally along that journey?
I just want to keep improving every day in every aspect. Definitely in martial arts. Like, I want to improve my skill and improve my mentality and improve my athleticism. Also just, I don't know, I feel like once you start a journey like the one that I'm talking about, where you like unlearn things and try and grow spiritually, it's never ending. Like, as humans, we always face hardship and trauma and different kind of emotions, like, and that's never going to stop, you know?
Right,
we're always going to feel pain, no matter where we are. When I'm in the UFC and when I am a champion, I'm still going to feel hardship. I'm still going to feel pain. And I can imagine that I might not feel like I'm where I want to be, and that's okay. You know, I think I just have to continue on this journey of being human, and I think I'm doing a good job right now. Just trying my best to evolve and improve myself, and in martial arts, but just in general. And I think that's just the main goal. Wherever I go, as long as I'm trying my best and following my spirit and my intuition, I'll be happy.
A fucking great answer.
I feel dumber.
We are all just dust in the wind.
Like, hold on.
Floating
How
on a
old are
rock. In outer space, we're just floating on this blue
Another
rock in outer
word?
space, guys.
Just floating on a rock in space.
Another fucking word Sally over here with her like a dialogue in vernacular to shut me down. I'm like,
so
I got
so
lost.
face punch fight stuff, guys.
I got lost where she was like, so there's an
fights.
art. I'm like, we're in arts? What the fuck are we drawing? And then she went on. I was
You
like,
want to break down 1022 real quick?
No.
With
Not
me?
at all. Why would he want to do that?
So let's talk about some fights real fast.
Oh,
That's
All
next week's
right.
podcast,
All
man.
right.
Tune in
All
next
right.
week
What
for
we-
that stuff.
We got Alex Lowell on that.
Yes.
On that card, right?
We haven't even talked
Yeah.
about many of the
Who else we
matchups
got?
on Submission Hunter Pro coming up this weekend.
Hey,
We do.
Got
We,
the
we
main card.
Listen,
we do.
hey,
We can
really,
run through the main
really
card
quickly,
real
let's
quick.
go to the main card on.
Yes,
how do I get rid of all these
Submission
fucking,
Hunter Pro.
like-
Pop-up ads on your porn? I don't know, dude.
No, I'm in a meeting right now.
Oh.
At the same time. Hang on.
Shout out, man.
There we go. Hey, so our main card, kicking off the main card, Sabrina Laurenco and Mia Grawe.
Yes.
So kicking off the Fight Pass portion of our card. Awesome to hear.
You didn't even think you were going to probably be on Fight Pass, did you?
I didn't really think about it.
Normally we do brown and
Dude,
black
she was on
belts.
DMT at that. She didn't,
I
man.
was
She's
like,
like
wow,
introspective.
doesn't
She ain't
matter.
worried about what point of the card she's
Now,
on.
normally we just do the brown and black belts, but I was like, man, they probably want to see some female matches.
Yeah.
And why not set it off with a good no-gi match?
Yeah.
And I feel like Mio
And you
pushed
got
the
a couple
pace,
of
so
really good ones. You got
Let's do it.
Mia's fight, and then you got Lynette Villanueva taking on Hope Holmes.
that's in the gi.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. I thought about putting that one first, but I don't know how fast paced that's going to be with it being in the gi. So,
Hey, I've got
so don't
my,
prove me wrong.
my
Prove me right.
my underdog pick of the night for fight of the night. No disrespect to Mia. Dominic Bailey and Josh Leonard. It's gonna be fucking fun, dude.
Yeah.
Those two, like just
Well, they're either going to go at it for 7 minutes,
her 50-50 leg lock battle.
no, or it's gonna end in the first minute.
They're both so good, man.
Yeah.
Like this entire card is actually amazing. Let me hit the black belts real quick. Roger Narvaez taking on Nonso.
How about Roger coming back?
Dude, love seeing Roger come out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nonzo at Betty, man. He's a
Big dude.
Submission Hunter Pro vet.
I
He's
know.
been on a lot of those earlier cards making his return.
Ruben, is it Alanese?
Alanese.
Alanese. Yeah, I've been corrected and forget it a
Why
bunch.
am I saying the
Yeah.
names? Thomas versus Thomas Mancha. Fun fight, Jake Heffernan and the OG Alex Black.
I'm looking forward to that.
The blackest of the black belts. Alex
I love
Black.
to see Alex Black
Always
on there.
bet
He's
on
always
Black.
going for flying
Dude.
shit, flying triangles, flying arm bars, whatever. He told me last time he competed, he's like, as soon as we clinch up, I'm going for that flying arm bar.
Dude, he's got a
and he
nasty
fucking
flying
did.
arm bar.
And he almost pulled it off.
I remember, I want to say it was 2011? Fuck, I'm old. 2012. I saw him at one of the Bushi Buns. And I remember there
That's
was
when
this,
Mia was born.
this curly head kid. One's up there, and he just I want to say he hit 2 flying arm bars in the same term. I was like, Jesus, this kid's amazing.
Was you on Asian?
Hey,
What's happening? Mia has a thought on Bushi.
be quiet, B's back. So next up, we got Damon Aronde
Good
and
match.
Cameron Graves.
That's a fun match, too.
That's this Sunday?
Uh-huh.
The Sub Hunter?
And then Austin Aronde and Michael Esquivel. That's going to be a fun fight.
We did have my Aronde with Carlos Diego,
Yeah.
and Diego hurt his back and
Oh, damn.
hurt his back, and then his wife had a baby the day after.
And then our main, is that how he hurt his back?
Yeah.
And then our main event, Bruno Bastos taking on Ricardo Evangelista, which
Bruno.
this is going to be a fun match. Like two legends of jiu-jitsu. This is going to be super fun. And you're kicking off the card, Miss Mia. We're so excited to have you on that card.
Let's kick it off with a bang.
Now let's get to some fun stuff as well here. We got 1022.
How many
Fury-
fights, baby?
21 fights on Fury Challenger Series. Number 8 right here. And listen, this card is going to be such fun. You're strolling when I'm trying to look, dog.
It's always fun.
Thank you for scrolling as I'm trying to read. Our main event got Eduardo Alvarado taking on John Yanis.
Listen, Eduardo Alvarado is putting in some serious work right now out in Vegas with Brandon Moreno and Rojo. He's in there putting them fucking rounds back.
I've seen John Yanis fight a couple of times.
And John Yanis is exciting.
John
as hell,
Yanis,
too.
when you talk about a dog.
He's got that dog.
No
in
takedowns.
him.
He don't go for takedowns.
And then you got Shane Torres. And speaking of another dog, Carlos Jimenez coming back out.
Yeah, Carlos.
Gerardo Granell taking on Luis Garule. Is it Garule?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got it right?
Luis Garule.
Hey, so that's
yeah.
going to be a fun one, too, man. 6-1 versus 6-0.
Sean Moore taking on Gabriel Wanderlei.
That's a fun fight.
Dude,
That's a fucking fun
that
fight.
is a fucking bang.
Wanderlei's a fucking stud.
This next one, man.
Hey, the next one everyone's talking about, we got John Giantasio taking on the D1 national champion out of Penn State, Anthony Cassar.
Ant making his debut.
And I can tell you right now, the hype behind him is not quite the level of Bo Nickel, but he is Bo Nickel's best friend, best man at each other's weddings, teammates.
They say that he's Bo's wrestling coach.
So he's his maybe.
Oh, Bo's coming with him.
Well, they were all 4 years together at Penn State. Kassar was the guy that every year at the beginning of the year was picked to win the D1 title, but then he had shoulder surgery. Right? He had surgeries 3 years in a row. And then finally, his senior season gets there, and of course wins the national championship. Shows what he can do. One of my favorite fighters, Oliver Jimenez, makes his return, taking on Ricardo Canales and Jermaine Ponce.
German.
Is it German?
German, baby.
This is why I am not the commentator.
I don't have that
anymore.
update. I'm looking at something else.
Taking on Diarra Culpepper.
Ponce.
Boom.
We got Christian Lopez, Eduardo Anaya, Dimas Chapa, Anthony Valenzuela,
Take the shit from us.
Christy Titanquin versus Mandy Maceo.
2 females. Strawweights.
Hey, I love how you just like breeze the. Hey, the faster you say it, the less likely they are.
Robert
to hear
Garcia.
It. I'm gonna have to get a pronunciation
Jose
on that one.
Mercado.
That's a new one for me too.
I think it's Titanquinco. And Justin Longoria versus Javier Cepeda. And I'm telling you right now, Derek Pierce taking on Lazarus Garcia.
Hey, opening
Horrible fight.
Opening the whole
Horrible.
event.
The nephew.
Horrible
The
fight.
nephew makes his return. His
How do
return.
you say nephew in Spanish?
Bitch. How do you say it?
Hey,
How do you
whoa,
say it? I'm sorry. That's what I call him. I don't know.
Sobrino?
Is it? Do you speak Spanish? Me neither.
Well, then why would you make an assumption
Me
if
neither.
you don't speak Spanish?
I don't know.
She's probably
Hey,
right.
Siri.
Sopapilla? So the Sopapilla, Lazarus Garcia makes his return. This entire card, man, hey, Jesus Sanchez and Ross Thurwalker is
That's a
going to
good
be
scrap.
an absolute scrap.
Sebastian
Oyervides and Ayin Varela.
Yeah.
Is it Ayin?
Hey, listen. So you got Sebastian coming in for his debut, and he's fighting, and he's fighting a dude that's got like 6 fights.
Yeah.
Right off the rip. He was supposed to be fighting Sebastian Rodriguez from 4 Ounce.
Right.
Who was 4-0, and Sebastian got hurt. So he says he'll run it back later.
Key fighting Rafael Garcia. Xavier Key, he's a Submission Hunter Pro vet.
For you to find him
Right?
a debuter?
No, wrong.
They just wanted to throw him in the fire.
Okay.
They said he's that good and that he's going to shock everybody.
I
And
know his grappling is
yeah, he's solid.
on par.
But they say he gets in there and throws down with the pros every day.
Okay.
Hey, before we get out of here, is there any sponsors, people you want to mention before we get out today?
Trigger Point Studios, always. My sponsors, shout out to OnlyFans. Shout out to B and KO Reps.
Go.
Shout out
She's
to
right there.
my team and my camp and my family over at War Training Center, Jeremy Mahon, Adam Copley, and all the fighters that contribute to my growth. And
It's Copley.
Copley?
It's
I call them both, honestly.
Copelli. It's
Sometimes
Copelli.
It's Copley,
We're gonna make him
sometimes
Italian.
All right,
now.
so Eric started this segment toward the
It's
end
co-play.
that I'm not crazy about, but
Co-play.
actually I like the way it worked out last week. You get to ask, if you want to ask, a question of each of us.
Okay.
I don't know why you did this, but
I
like,
wasn't even going to do it.
But you know what? You did it last week, and now we got to do it. Don't let B ask the questions.
He's
It's
done
trash.
it before. He doesn't do it like consistently.
Well, I
think
did it.
Paris got it, and I think you probably did it, and Eric probably told you to stop doing it.
Probably so, but now we're doing it again. All right, so you get one question of everybody. You can't ask the same question, everybody, though. Or you can ask no questions. It's
Wayne.
perfectly fine.
How many jackets do you own?
Wow.
He doesn't know. That's a good question.
It's a lot. I'll take a picture and like post it on Instagram or something. But there's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay.
That's not a number.
Probably north of 30.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of jackets.
Yeah. I don't wear them like all, but you know.
Do you
What you-
put them up in like a special place? Like
I mean, closet
Which one is his favorite?
on a hanger in the
It's
closet.
clearly a special closet, the whole
I
30.
got you.
No, north of 30. I'll get a count and post a picture on Instagram since you asked the question.
Bet.
All right.
Cool. Do you have a favorite?
Yes, the one that the red paisley,
Oh,
the
that
black
one.
with the red paisley. It's in my profile picture on
one's
Instagram
good.
That's a
and
nice
Facebook.
jacket.
Rich Burmaster captured the best picture of me that's ever been taken,
Yeah.
and it's in that jacket. So that's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I
like
remember
that.
seeing that.
That
one.
was
I
the
like,
best
That's
picture?
a nice jacket. Yeah.
Yes, man, I know, right? Hey, there's a lot of bad ones. Thank you for finally getting a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Every now and then I get a
No,
decent
hey,
shot.
Mike's got some good ones on me too. Mike Jackson, shout out Mike Truth Jackson. But that's my favorite one, the black with the red paisley.
Cool. Okay.
Shout out Mike. Mike's fighting Pat Miletich this weekend.
Yeah, it's fight week for him, man.
Have you watched? Have you looked at that at all? Do you follow Mike Jackson?
Hey, so has anybody written
he's
like
fighting, huh?
an obituary
Boxing?
for
Pat?
Miletich?
How old is Pat?
Or a eulogy or anything?
How old is Pat?
Pat's close to 60. He's,
He's
55,
like-
56 years old.
Jesus Christ.
He's about to get touched up.
Listen, I try not to speak too much about stuff involving.
These are the friends.
These are my friends. These are my
Yeah.
family. And Mike is like,
Whenever Mike
it's
fought
my family.
CM Punk in the UFC, weren't you and Pat and like all y'all guys were in his corner, right?
Yes.
You're Mike's corner. So
Pat cornered him?
Yeah.
yes.
Me, Pat, and Bob cornered him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What kind of friends are y'all fighting each other?
Listen,
Hey, Rich is up next. He's fighting the winner of this match
Look.
for the
You and Mike is next.
bullshit championship, bullshit weight title.
they have to come. They got to come up a lot of weight. So, listen, Mike's my brother, and Pat is one of the first coaches that I had that I loved and respected. And I respected everything he's done in this game. Sometimes you do unscrupulous shit and you get called out on it, and some unscrupulous shit may or may not have happened. And he's fighting a guy that's not a smart fight. Like, it is what it is. I don't want to see it.
It's an emotional fight.
I'm not going to watch it. I have no.
I'm going to watch it if it's free.
I don't want to see any fucking part of it.
Hey, all you bootleg streamers that jump on our shit online, hey,
Tag me.
Yeah,
I wish.
tag us for that one. We ain't paying for it, but we'll watch it.
I hope they both have blessed lives moving forward.
Same, man. Nothing but the best of both.
I don't want to see
Both
that
of them
shit.
are going to throw left hooks and fall down.
Jesus Christ.
Double knockout.
Hey, Space City Collective, you got to get me a Grawe and Albino and Preto shoes.
There
Yeah,
you go.
boom. Hey, you have any questions for Eric?
What the fuck? I spit all my business out here already. They don't have no questions.
No
for me.
thanks. She said no thanks.
I don't know.
It's all good.
You got any questions for Rich?
No.
Hey,
no.
do you watch baseball? Watch the Astros at all? I'm trying to help you guys, get out of this.
Hey, Eric.
Oh my
Who
god.
is your favorite fighter on the Fury roster?
All of them. They're like his children.
Oh, I mean, he can't say Josh Van anymore because he's gone.
Yeah, right?
So,
I don't really have to. I have a lot of favorites.
you lying son of a bitch. I'm sorry,
There's one in your head right now. You're thinking.
Well, I feel like I'm supposed to say Mia Grawe.
Yeah, no pressure there.
I feel like I'm supposed to say
No
Mia
pressure.
Grawe.
Yeah.
Hey, all the war fighters.
But I have a lot of favorites. There's a ton of potential on there. But if I'm gonna be honest, the ones that start with us and end with us are my favorites.
Okay.
So
I take it.
So you got a fresh start. You're making your pro debut here pretty soon with us, hopefully. So you're gonna be in that mix as long as you end with us.
Alrighty.
So don't let your manager talk you out of it.
Rich, I got a question.
Oh,
for you.
fuck.
I don't even know.
All right, what do you got? Just Fruit Loops. I don't know.
I actually
You
don't
can
have
skip
a
it. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, it was right there, Mia. You should have
Fuck
asked.
yeah.
Just let it fly. Let it fly.
You should ask him why won't he do Submission Hunter Pro?
Like compete? In
Yeah.
Submission Hunter Pro?
My mic cut out.
Wayne did it.
Wayne did something.
I ain't do shit.
I never said I wouldn't.
Do it.
I'll do a Submission Hunter Pro.
There you go.
The worst thing is going to happen. I get submitted. All right, I get submitted in my gym all the time.
I find him an opponent and you make the match and I put it on.
Whoa. Why are you finding me an opponent?
Adam Copley.
Rich Burmaster
Good.
person. Adam Cox.
We've already had that. It was a miserable fucking night.
And whoever loses has to grow their hair out.
Can you do that, Rich?
Hey,
Can I grow my
90
hair?
days.
out?
For 90 days.
I'm gonna grow a beautiful bald mullet just for you.
Skull it.
Just a skullet back here,
skullet.
flowing beautifully in the wind. Now that I can't hear through this damn thing,
It's probably working again
Hey.
now.
thank you for coming in today.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks for
awesome
having
to have you on the show. I hope that people learn some cool things about you because I for sure as hell did.
Cool.
And
Yes, me too.
And you are, without a doubt, one of the fighters that I look forward to seeing step in our cage.
Thank
You know, like
appreciate
I always know that when you're on the card, like I'm going to capture some cool shit. There's going to be
Yeah.
something fun that's going to happen during that fight. And thank you for the way you fight and your outlook and everything that you do.
Thank
Agree.
you. I very much appreciate it.
And congratulations to your manager for picking up an awesome fighter. Now we got one thing left to do, and that's not for me to do.
Boom. Hey, guys, let's go. Astros, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
See ya.
And now, Houston, Texas, make some noise because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash the fury.